Jo, Disco Elysium. Mal gucken, was wir heute machen. Ja, okay. Okay. So, als allererstes werden wir, glaube ich, erstmal schlafen gehen. Bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful. The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. Then sleep doesn't come. Why? Maybe it's the bed's fault. Check the pillow. Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. Smells of alcohol and sweat and grease. Check the blanket. It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here. Intimate and warm. Breathing. A bit tense in the muscles. Relax. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily. Roll over to the other side. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it? Who killed him? Who? Something to do with... what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves. No more thoughts. Fall asleep now. Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming. Oh!
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
I was born in a hospital where people usually go to die.
You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me, do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Tell me what this is. I'm not answering before you tell me who you are.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This'll be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
I was left.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I don't want to come back.
They were only cramping your descent into the abyss. Now they're gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. All of it. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Isolas on the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people, and you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I've talked to you before.
No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do, even in your dreams, and the act is wearing thin. The spots on the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time, sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours, bumping into things and acting like a clown? Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
Something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad. This dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
God, there's another type.
Oh yes, party boy. And it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Going, buddy. Is that how it's going to be now when I close my eyes? Yes. Wait till you see the one with the chick in it. It's gonna be a good one. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night. What chick? You don't know? Some broad that messed you up. It'll come to you. It always does. What the hell is going on with me? I mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think. Why is this happening? It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself. Wait, what is speed? Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It keeps you propped up all day yesterday despite... it kept you propped up all day yesterday despite your debilitating hangover. How else did you think you even got up from this floor? You got up from this floor because the holy vow you made 16 years ago with me to wake up exactly 7:30 every morning until the day you die. Don't be silly. There was no vow. You were high on speed. That was the only reason you got up. You can't detect without it. It's that simple. I need to get more of it then. Detecting is my life. Of course, Martinez is speed central. You just gotta poke around, follow your nose. You and Speed will be happy again. You will make her come home. This time it will be different. Sleeping dog worker und backyard wall. Okay. Kollege schon wach? Ah, da ist er. Good morning.
Morning.
Gives you a quick nod. Look, looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. He points to the mess hall doors. They look rowdy. We should talk to them. What do you mean rowdy? I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast. There's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for said policing. I think it's them. Why do we need to talk to them? Everything points to the dock workers' union. The belt used for hanging him, tracks in the mud, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information, which may of course all be wrong, but we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy. Are these the men Guard told us about yesterday? I completely forgot. He looks at his notes. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them, by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. Ooh. He crosses something out. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it. There's so many of them, maybe we should call in reinforcements? That would just escalate tension. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Débardeurs Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay? Let's roll! One more thing before we do. He glances at the booth again. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business. Good, a power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first. Yeah, streetwise, assume right past. Do it on your own terms. They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me. Okay. Geben wir dir erstmal die Brosche wieder zurück.
Just a moment.
The old woman turns back to the cafeteria manager. She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, Mum.
The cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine. I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
The lady is distressed. Perhaps something more upbeat might cheer her up. Howdy, Lena. What's kicking?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
Faint smile tells you she appreciates the effort, but at the moment her mind is on more serious matters.
The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Why did you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and Gary were supposed to be back on Monday night, but they're still missing and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
You hear that? Someone's missing. There could be foul play afoot. I love missing person cases. That's right. Now skip the foreplay. Time to dive into the dark alleys. Start shaking down the usual suspects. You know, legwork. Doing some good will alleviate the hangover. At least you're used to someone. Okay, I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
She glances out the window toward the bay. What is this expedition your husband was on? Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast, across the waterlock, to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. She sighs. What could be keeping them? Wait, who's this Gary person? Do you trust him? She smiles. Oh, sweet, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day. Are they in a rough neighborhood? There's a nameless old fishing village nearby, but we've never had any trouble there before. She stops, then continues, worried. There's a lot of crime around here, isn't there? I can't say it's the best part of town, but I wouldn't worry too much about a pair of grown men traveling together. The lieutenant doesn't want to agitate the woman. Do it. Find her husband. This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect. That sounds like police business. I'll help you find your husband. Are you sure we have time to go chasing after bug hunters just now? The lieutenant tilts his head toward the vigilantes in the cafeteria. I did suggest we play it cool, but... I've got a premonition that this missing scientist is connected to our main case. He sighs. I sincerely doubt it. Still, I suppose it won't hurt to keep an eye out. Oh, thank you, officers. Truly. I'll be right here if you come across any sign of Morel. The waterlock on the canal is broken, so your husband is probably just stuck on the other side of the coast. Oh my, what happened to the waterlock? Probably just some technical problem. Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. She turns to Kim, to both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night. You're welcome, ma'am. She turns back to you. I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband. And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the waterlock's been repaired. And it's cold out there. If I see him, I'll let him know you're here. When or if I get there. Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie. So your husband is some kind of scientist? Oh yes, she says with a pinch of pride. A zoologist. Zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise. What is cryptozoology? It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends. Lieutenant sounds unimpressed. That's one opinion, yes, and people are entitled to their opinions. She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her. My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby. It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology. One specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research. She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own. Oh. Moment, dann gebe ich dir noch den Pin, dann ist es... haben wir noch eine höhere Chance. About your pin. I hope you were able to pawn that old trinket. She smiles up and at you earnestly. I bought it back. I know it means a lot to you. You should have it. Oh, thank you, dear. I confess I'm glad to see it again. Very honorable of you, officer. Even the lieutenant seems happy with this turn of events. Now what else, sweetie? Maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids. Yeah. There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask. Hey Lena, I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you've studied. Could you just tell me about a couple of them? Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too. The lieutenant throws you one of his looks. One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza. Cryptid extravaganza, I like the sound of that. And I don't. Just one. Or he'll be disappointed in you. Oh, tough choice there. Biggest, tiniest, most dangerous. Is that a cryptid on this pen you gave me? Yes, it's the kind green ape. Half war story, half undiscovered species in the genus Homo. War story? Yes, it was reported by soldiers in Tiananmen during the war. The kind green ape would visit bunkers during the night, healing wounded soldiers with its saliva. With its saliva? Yes, it has amazing healing qualities. Some soldiers reported growing back limbs, regaining their sight. And there was something about an undiscovered subspecies of man. Indeed there is. It's our closest relative among the cryptids. Same taxonomic family, different genus. Which is to say, the kind green ape is a species with which we share a common ancestor and that evolved parallel to our own, just like your partners. I knew it, Kim, you're not human. He gives Lena the look, communicating something between disgust and exasperation. Ma'am, you're confusing him. Please don't misunderstand me, either of you. Human, as it is used in everyday speech, is hardly a taxonomic category. For all intents and purposes, you can be thought of as human. She looks at the lieutenant genially. Though zeolites do have some distinguishing characteristics, different advantages, if you will. Yes, advantages such as the flakier texture of zeolite earwax, or so I've heard. Nothing inspires pride in one species quite like speculative evolutionary biology. Perhaps we've had enough of that for today? Are there any invisible cryptids? The lieutenant leads in. Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid. Okay, right. Okay, we can move on for now. Tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship. Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin. What does your husband look like? Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle. It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world. Let's try again. If I were trying to meet him on the street, what would look for? Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair. Usually a bit uncombed, you might say wild even. The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description. One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he is not out in the reeds, you know, just in case. How long have you been married? We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Her smile is soft. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow. How did the two of you meet? Via a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off and, well, here we are. She smiles wistfully. She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later. I think I have all the information I need. Let's move on. Tell me more about this rare insect your husband is looking for. No, sweetie, it's fascinating. She catches herself. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae. Lieutenant gives you a sideways glance. Oh, you're right. I don't have time for insect facts right now. Let's talk about something else. That's all for now, ma'am. Hey, God.
Can I help you?
About my bill for tonight. 20 Real. Okay. Nee, hab ich noch nicht. Tschüss. Küche ist offen. Küche ist offen. The tomatoes are thinly sliced. You can see through them. You know what's behind the door? He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind the door. Oh, I don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine. Heavy steel door.
Let me handle this.
Woman says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning to you.
Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
You're the gardener.
No, I'm not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy. You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does.
She points to the man on her right.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong-arming, nothing official. The district of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her. Are you sure Easy Leo mentioned something about a lawyer, Elizabeth someone, but you're too dumb to remember what it was. Why are you so aggressive? Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers. So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects? Just dock workers. Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob enforcing the unlawful privatization of River Shore. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards. Fuck yeah. The tall, broad-shouldered man takes a sip of his beer. So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders. I like that. Good style. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the union's plans? Look, a comedian. Her expression stiffens. Do your job, ask your questions, then get out of Martinez. What's your role in all of this? Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. She crosses her arms. Do you have hearing problems? What if I want to talk to you, not Titus? What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you're no one. I saw what you were thinking. You want to say, what are you going to do to me? Don't. Just because it's in your head doesn't mean you have to say it. You will not lose out on anything good by not saying it. You will not lose out on anything good by not saying it. Meh. You will not lose out by not saying it. You will lose out by saying it. Okay. I should talk to Titus then. Hey, psst. Who, me? Yes, you. When the street is, you're ready to start building communism again. How come there's word on the street? You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket. Literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff. Alright, that sounds like me. Funky style, very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder, or do we get right down to it? Oh, wait first. What's this communism even about? Failure. It's about failure. Failure? Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along, you will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world. You alone against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bank men who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin, where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist. Now get to work, comrade. Start building communism. Oh yeah, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready. Wait, what? Firing squads? You didn't say anything about those. Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs. Roll your sleeves up further and breathe in the pristine air. Soviet Socioeconomics. -2 Visual Calculus. Oof. People think communism was some crazy idea that had its comeuppance 40 years ago. A fever that shook the world, never to return again. They were right. Until he woke up today. A spiritual corpse responsive only to the call of Commodore Red, prostitutes and Krasmazov. For him, communism is still a thing. He will single-handedly raise the commune of O2 from the oceanic trench where it has been resting, covered in ghosts and seaweed. He is the big communism builder. Come, witness his attempt to rebuild communism in the year 51. Yeah, Kommunismus. Yeah. It's a bowl. There's spit in it, reeking of tobacco. Photos of men in overalls, toting guns and union placards. But if it's titties, then Monica's. But where's Monica? Is the hawthorn bushes outside? Behind the dock workers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. The men are talking, but you swear you hear those black limbs tap on the window as the wind blows outside. -12, it's not time yet. What? Squint. There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring, it's still too cold outside. You're not so sure about that, somehow you just know there's something out there behind the glass. There's something out there. Yeah, your mother! Much more fun. Nothing, just black tangles like the hair of an old woman, motionless. The wind in the yard does reach the hawthorn. Yeah. Nor does light come in from this window. It's all about money, you know. Was that... could it be the Koldomamadaka? No, it's probably just your imagination ringing in your ear. Is it? Is there ringing? There seems to be an extremely high-pitched ring, ultrasonic. Lena said it was very high-pitched, right? It's like something tickles your ear. Honestly, your ear isn't hearing a whole lot. The distant hum of the industrial harbor, the traffic, but admittedly there is a high-pitched noise somewhere there too. But then, isn't there always? Listen closely first. There it is again. You're about to rediscover a long-lost species. Keep listening. It must be very close. Maybe it will come toward you. Keep still. It might perch on your shoulder. Hold very still and hope the bird comes to perch on your shoulder. Oh no, the sound! It's moving away. Somewhere over there. Go after it! No, too late. It's gone. There's no ringing anymore. Just the sound of the street. Now come back, please. Keep your ears peeled then. If the species really has migrated to Martinez, you're sure to hear it again. Okay. Mich würde ja an sich Kunos Vater interessieren, aber jetzt wo wir unseren Kollegen dabei haben. War doch gerade ein Gedanke, ja. In the morning light, the white on blue police livery on the motor carriage cannot but catch your eye. Wait, why am I even thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed to do something important? Something murder related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. Even Even at a standstill, the unibody Capri Genema looks sleek and dynamic. The cabin is tilted frontward to give it a more aggressive, hunched look. Someone has waxed it recently. That machine really puts the loco back in locomotion. Very cool. Lieutenant smiles ever so slightly. You want to take a closer look? What's it packing there? 130. Phew. Mama's serving some serious macaroni. You lost me there. He's looking at you perplexed. 130 kilowatts is a lot of power, Kim. The Kinema is fast, feels right at home on the raised motor tract. Hard to find something that would overtake it. A fine machine. Yes. There's gentleness in the lieutenant's voice as his eyes run over the vehicle's contours. An extraordinary machine. It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing in it, flare it up, slam it down. It's a bit girly right now, fitted with some proper off-road components. You need to slam it, Kim, make it more imposing. Sorry, I'm not following you. Lingo it up. Drop the ride to Hundo Mill, get the camber to frosty minuses. No, that's porno tuning. Wait, what about the spinners then, huh? Those spinners were elegant, sleek. He pauses, looking for words. Radiant, even. What you're suggesting is porno. It's what? Porno. That's short for pornography. So what's wrong with pornography? That's a negative on the porno. Thank you, though. No one in the history of convictions has been more sure of anything. Fine machine. With a winch and mud tires, we could take it off the beaten path, Kim. We are not going to though, because this is clearly a sports motor carriage. Sounds like he has a strong concept of what this machine is. Okay, let's move. So, Kim, unser genetisch übertrumpfender Kollege, wird dem komischen super duper Rassisten da oben bestimmt beeindrucken. Hoffe ich mal. Kim? Kim? Da. Ich bin zurück.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
In der Zeit habe ich keinen einzigen Tropfen getrunken. Kim, what do you think about this? I think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one. I like the previous racist better, actually. You seem surprised at your choice of racist, but then slowly not. That is understandable. The previous racist did not pose an immovable obstacle in entering the arbor. These cops are just jealous, Jean-Luc. Why are you not with the Hardy Boys? I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. He looks toward the coast defiantly. In addition, these so-called Hardy Boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. The company is spiritually degrading. But you're all a part of the Union. The hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the Union alone, and I do this out of race heroism. Finance is an alien concept to the Seminese. Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the company of my woman.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital, something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. Communism is pretty cool. Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you, the fruits of its failure to challenge the world order. Individualism, rock and roll music, sexually transmitted diseases. What? Ich verstehe irgendwie nicht, wie einer, der so oberflächlich rassistisch ist, an Kommunismus nichts abhaben kann. Weil im Ende, ja gut, Kommunismus ist halt, ja, Kommunismus ist halt, ist zwar jeder ist gleich, ist im Endeffekt jeder ist gleich, aber das tut halt dann auch die in seinen Augen Rassen, minderwertigen Rassen mit einbeziehen. Und, ja, okay, ich verstehe schon. Disco. Offshoots of the Simonese people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race, but what is done is done. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Simonese race. Okay, I'll ask, who are the Simonese? The South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago, millennia before you. We are the future. That is all you need to know. So you were born and raised on the islands before you moved to Revachol? I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulunbuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Simonese women walk into the grey mass on Isle de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the pale. So you did not come from the islands? No, he grins and said. I have heard about it on the radio. It would be appreciative if you did not further chase this line of inquiry in front of the women. So you're not really Simonese, you're just from Revachol. I'm from Couronne. He changes tactics. And no, it is not just in Revachol. This city is central to the Simonese strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world. You've heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with, and never getting that dead body down from the tree. Kauf mir schnell meine ganzen Flaschen.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Also nee, bei der Pfandautomaten da. Yeah. Okay. Ich hätte eigentlich gedacht, mit Kim wird es da ein bisschen mehr geben bei dem. Aber nö. Gut, dann auf zu, hier, Kunos Vater. Oh, wer ist das? Steady woman humming to herself, she seems to be browsing books. A good one?
Yes, hello?
She nods her attention, fully focused on reading. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. What are you doing?
Looking for something to read.
Good.
It is.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Everyone can see that. The rectangles.
Do you need help of a policeman?
What with?
What with? A lot of things. For example, people tend to go missing. The citizen thinks she can do without your assistance. Don't buy it. They all need help. Maybe your husband is missing. My husband? No, he's not. So where could he be? I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working? Where's this going, officer? So what I'm hearing is, you don't really know where your husband is. Yes, but... She looks around and takes a deep breath, a little annoyed. I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time. Wouldn't you like to? No? She looks so straight into your eyes. She looks you straight into your eye. Into the eye. Her right foot is tapping nervously. I can totally help you find your missing husband. Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband. She has, though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay. Hush, baby. What? It's alright to not know where your husband is. Nothing shameful in that. Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me. She puts her foot down. My husband is not missing. But he is. You can feel it. Or maybe it's something else then. Maybe your children are missing? No, absolutely not. Her words come out quick as gunshots. Okay, so where are they? Are you a policeman or a nanny? She's definitely disturbed by now. I police whatever I want. Where are they? They're not missing, sir. You know where they are? They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance. What if something horrible has happened? What if they're dead? That's a bad vibe you got before. They're at home, right? Smoking cigarettes. What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're with their friends down in Jamrock. There's nothing to worry about. She's getting upset. Her voice has risen as she tries to convince herself that her daughters are safe. They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting them from everything now. I'm afraid the danger is now greater than ever. Tell me, how old are they? My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16. Jenny is turning 18 next month, but we shouldn't even be talking about them. And can you describe me their parents? Any features that stand out, something to make identifying a little easier? Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you they are not missing? That they're in Jamrock, safe and well, at some stupid party? It's for the investigation. I'm trying to be professional. There is no investigation here. I can tell you that. She picks up a book and tries to concentrate. A flock of seabirds passes by. Maybe a cockatoo is missing. I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here. For what it's worth, I agree, but cockatoos can't be stopped when they get like this. It's better to indulge them at this point. Ma'am, I was asking about your cockatoo. Is it missing? I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what? Why? Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing. Alright, cockatoo not missing. Just wanted to make sure. Great. She turns her attention back to the bookstand. Just one more question. What do you mean by me being a cockatoo? Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore. Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird? Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thanks for the tip. Wonderful. Store's open. Watch her browse books. Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work smoking. That's all for the moment. I'll let you read. The woman before you nods and returns to her reading. Magnesium-based life form. Yeah. We tell them, hell no, you're about to become a magnesium-based life form. The age of the primitive carbon man is done. No longer must mankind rely on slow-working background radiation to take us further into our genetic destiny. This is the era of guided evolution, and magnesium is the key. You are the first of your species, the next step in human evolution. An advanced magnesium proto-man who mags it up, drinks it down and sniffs it sideways. +2 volition. Magnesium receptacle glands. -1 logic. No such thing, man. Aww. Okay. Other way. The room in the whirling isn't much bigger than this loop. Steady metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building. It's locked. Door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no response. Door rattles again, but this time you hear an elderly woman's voice calling out from inside.
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting any more strangers inside.
This is the police. Open the door.
The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
Please let me inside, it's cold out here.
No, I already told you. I won't be responsible for any more strangers getting into the building. Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
Backyard door? Must be another entrance to the east. Kim, tell her we're real policemen.
Madame, I assure you, we are real police officers.
No reply.
The streets will flow red once more, a great torrent rushing down Rue d'Espérance. You wait and see.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth? Blood type? The last time I was tested for Hep C?
Hep, yeah, when were you last tested?
Had a battery of tests just last week. I'm practically a patchwork of interesting critters, kinda like a man-o'-war.
Despite the attitude, she puts the brush aside. She's grown frustrated with her work and welcomes the opportunity to challenge authority in other ways. You know anything about the recent murder? She wrinkles her nose. I ain't no snitch, pigsteen. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts. Actually, there's a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner. We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko. You keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at? She nods disdainfully toward the woman performing maintenance on the boat docked next to the pier. Hatred, disgust, it's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring. She hisses, "That a son whore. Someone's gotta keep an eye on her." Who is she? Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. He nods in her direction. She's a professional negotiator though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative, while telling us nothing. You should take the lead, ask her unexpected questions. You know, do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing you off is our best bet. Yeah. Got idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up. Good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I like to watch her swim back to her son. What are you doing to the wall? Can't you tell I'm painting a beautiful mural? An aerograffito visible from low orbit. She studies the wall, suddenly pensive. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. So you don't know what to write? Have you ever tried your hand at graffito? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff like "Pigs go home" and "Mona was here." You rarely see pigs around here though, just union cats. And my name's not Mona, so... She wants it to be something true and total. Why are you so committed to defacing the building? This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know, summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation. I have an opinion on this. Wanna hear it? Yeah? I love public art. Don't mind us, keep doing what you're doing. Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval. You've lessened her desire to deface the building. Ha! Catch you later, Cindy. Watch your back, Angelette. You've got eyes on you. Okay. Reaction speed und Rhetorik. Was haben wir da? Encyclopedia. The suggestion. Half-light. Esprit de coup. Plus 1 Shivers. Yeah. Ja, Hobocop. Okay. Ja, beim nächsten Mal dann, Dings. Vielleicht, wenn wir irgendwie da hochkommen. Young man on a balcony, nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
Despite the cold, his shirt hangs unbuttoned on his frame. I'll come back to this. Ja, beim nächsten Mal dann Kunos Vater und Zeug. Vielleicht. Mal schauen.